Hello, my name is Wandalee. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. Well, for me, it's evening. But in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up your table for a dinner party. And the really great thing about this is you can tweak it to your own liking. You can add decor, take away decor. You can make it fall themed, spring themed, Easter themed, pretty much any type of theme depending on the decor that you use. So mine is just going to be a classic, simple theme. For those of you who are looking for something classic and elegant with like a farmhouse type of twist, then definitely keep on watching. You can definitely tweak it and make it your own as well. Add a little bit more bling, add a little bit more foo-foo, whatever floats your boat. So what I'm going to do is, as you can see, I have a big mess here because I was pulling out all my dinnerware and just finding anything that I could use. So I'm going to try to go for a fall typed theme, but it's not going to be extremely fall just because I'm going to be using more like neutral tone colors. That way you can just get inspired and you can make it pretty much your own by tweaking it and by adding your own decor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the camera closer and I'm first going to show you everything that I'm using to decorate my table. A lot of it I purchased at Home Goods and Walmart and Amazon. So it's definitely things that you can purchase just in case you're interested in some of these things. Now for places like Home Goods and TJ Maxx, we all know those stores are a hit or miss, so you may find these items there and you may not. I pretty much had a lot of this stuff already around my house and they've just accrued over the years. So if you're someone who's trying to plan a dinner party, make sure you empty out all those cupboards. Sometimes we have things that we forgot we had, ladies, that we forgot we purchased, and you can definitely use those things and repurpose them for something else. Like if it's a dessert plate, you can repurpose it and use it for a flower display or a candle display. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so here's my big, beautiful mess. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using to set up my dinner table. Okay, so I guess we can start with the dinnerware. I'm going to be using my plates from my Better Homes and Gardens simple white dinnerware set, and it has beaded edges. So I have the dinner plate and I have the dessert plate. Then I'm going to go ahead and use the mug. And I'm also going to use this beautiful little green water goblet that I purchased on Wayfair. It came in a pack of 4. That's going to be for water. This is going to be for the coffee. I'm also going to use this wine glass that I got at Home Goods. Okay, for the utensils, I'm going to use this beautiful set that I purchased on Amazon. I love the way the spoons are shaped. This is really in right now. So I'm going to use one full set for each place setting. So the large spoon, the small spoon, the large fork, small fork, and the beautiful sleek butter knife. So this set that I got on Amazon, it was a set of 4. And it's like a brushed silver color. And I believe it was somewhere between $50 and $60, okay? I'm also gonna be using this linen colored, and it's also linen material placemat, and it has this beautiful detailing, as you can see. I got these on Amazon, and I believe it was a set of 6. I can't remember how much, but I'll definitely find it and I'll link it in the description box below. So this is really pretty. It's very thin and just nice and light and very airy. Then I'm also going to use a few of these candles, which I did have just lying around, as well as these little tea light candles with the little glass that I did have lying around. Everything obviously I had already, but I'm just going to combine a few things together and make it beautiful. I'm going to be using my artificial hydrangeas, green and white. I'm going to use this jar that I have here, which I got from Walmart. I'm going to be using these 2 dessert trays in glass. I actually found these at Target. You know how you walk into Target and they have like those bins for like $5, $3? These, I grabbed them, scooped them up real quick because they were actually $5 each. And the really cool thing about these is that you can go ahead and stack them if you choose. Then I'm going to use the covers to these, which I found at Home Goods. It has a little bird. It's going to give everything a nice touch. And for the napkins, I'm going to use these cream colored napkins that I also purchased on Amazon that have these beautiful little cotton detail. Not sure if you can see it, if my camera will focus. Just put it in the light. So I like it because it's off-white, but then it has this white, really pretty cotton detailing. So that's going to be the napkin. I'm going to go ahead and use that with this simple wooden ring, with this simple wooden napkin ring, which I also purchased on Amazon. It's just very simple and like classic and rustic. And then what I want to do is I want to actually use some of these leaves. I think these are artificial. I think they're supposed to be eucalyptus leaves. I got these on Amazon as well. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be clipping off individual pieces, and I'm going to slide those into the napkin rings just to give it an extra little, you know, extra little something, something. Okay? And that is it. So I'm going to move over to the table, and we're going to take all these things, and I'm going to set up our beautiful dinner table setting. So that is it. I'm going to take all these beautiful things and I'm going to go ahead and set up our dinner table for the dinner party that I'm not having tonight because it is 8:47 in the evening on a Sunday. Okay, here we go. We're getting ready to have our friends over. Once COVID is over, or if you have friends that are tested negative, go right ahead, have them over. So I cleared my table, obviously. And what you can do is you can set up one dinner spot until you find exactly how you want it set up, and then you can just model the rest after that. So I set up one dinner spot. I kind of played around with the forks. I decided where I wanted everything, how it looked visually. I also followed some guidelines with like how to set up a dinner table, but definitely make it your own. You don't have to make it too formal. And this is not really going to be a formal setup. This is definitely a perfect setting for family, friends, or a small dinner party. It's not formal, but it's not super casual. It kind of lands right in the middle. So it's like the perfect blend of formal and casual. Okay, so this is the dinner setting that all the other settings are going to be modeled after. So what I did was I put the small fork, the large fork, I think this is a salad fork, the small fork, the large fork, I have my table mat, my dinner plate, salad plate, napkin with the napkin ring with the little eucalyptus leaf, then I have the butter knife, small spoon, large spoon, coffee mug, water goblet, and wine glass. I'm also going to add the rest of the decor, and I'm going to make sure that everyone models exactly, and the ones across are going to mirror this one. So everything will be on the actual opposite end. Okay, so I'm going to set up the mats first, and I want to make sure that the chairs are even. I'm going to put the mat about 1 inch away from the edge. You definitely want things to line up, so it's lined up. And there we go. With these linen table mats, you can definitely steam them or iron them. I like to keep them stored flat, so that way they don't get too wrinkled. Next, I'm going to place the dinner plates down in the center of each placemat. And I want to make sure that it's centered because I want an even amount of space on each side for the utensils. There we go. After that, we're going to place the salad plates on top of the dinner plates. Feel free to use salad plates. You can even use bowls depending on what you're serving for dinner. I just liked the way visually the salad plates looked with the napkins. It was a little hard to place the napkin that way if I was using a dinner bowl, but like I said, feel free to tweak it and make it your own. Okay, so next I'm going to place the mugs down. This one is on the right hand side with the handle facing in this direction by the door. So I want to make sure that I place each mug approximately in the same place. And of course, the opposite side is going to be the mirror image. And you'll see why this is important, because when everything is set up, if you have everything identical in the same place, it's going to line up really nicely and it's going to be very symmetrical. Next, I'm going to place the green water goblets right above the right corner of each mat. So it's diagonal to the coffee cup. And of course, this is a mirror image. Next is our dinner glasses. They're gonna go right beside the water goblets, to the left of the water goblets. And then the mirror image, same thing, to the left of the water goblets, with maybe like an inch in between. Okay. So as I'm on this side, what's really helpful is when I am seeing it from this end, I'm just gonna adjust it so that each table setting from across, everything is aligned. So now that I know this, if I place this wine glass here, I kind of want them to match up. So now I'm gonna adjust it so that they're directly across from each other, and my water goblets are still a little bit towards the corner. I'm gonna do the same over here. Okay, I'm gonna move this wine glass more to the center, this wine glass to the center, and there you go. So things are aligning across the table. Okay, so remember, I'm using this one as a model. So I have the dessert fork with the regular fork. I think that's a salad fork actually. It's slightly smaller, so we're just gonna call it the salad fork. I have the salad fork and then the regular fork next to it. So and if you can see, I actually lined them up so I know exactly where to place them. They are lined up right where the little embroidery is. So I'm gonna put the salad fork first, and then the larger fork, and they're both aligned with where the embroidery is on the dinner mat. And it helps to use things like that as a guideline. Obviously, not all your dinner mats are gonna have this, but for me, this is what helped me. This is what I use as my guideline. Of course, if it's another type of design, you can do the same thing, or you can just eyeball it. So you can see, I placed the utensils with the bottom part starting at where the detail is, and that helped to keep it unified, and I'm gonna do that with all the other place settings. Okay, and then I have the butter knife, the small spoon and the large spoon, and I'm gonna put the butter knife with the blade. Wait, actually I think this one's wrong. Yeah, we're gonna switch this over. The blade should be facing on the right hand side. I'm gonna align those up again and use the border of my mat as a guide. And you can definitely play around with your place settings, whatever is visually appealing to you. Again, it's not super formal. I'm going for like a casual formal, kind of like, you know, Panera Bread. It's not fast food, but it's not formal, but it's somewhere in between. So it's delicious, you know, but it's simple, something like that. I use food as a reference because I just love food. All right, and then we have the small. All right, so now I have all my glasses, my mug, my plates, my utensils all set up. So now I'm just gonna start adding the decor, which is the napkins, the rings, and some other decorations for the middle of the table. But I'm gonna come a little closer and show you the general setup. All right, so this is a general setup, as you can see. And each side is going to be exactly the same, but it's just going to be a mirror image. Again, I use this as a guide. And as you can see, it's a mirror image of that one. And I had the glasses in the middle lining up with each other. So it just looks nice and uniformed and symmetrical, which if you know me, I just love symmetry and when things are lined up. I'm gonna stand on a chair so you can see it from above. Hopefully I don't fall. Here we go. Look how beautiful that looks. And this is helping me see if the mats are aligned, and I actually did pretty good by eyeballing it. Now I'm going to add the napkins, the ring, and the little piece of eucalyptus leaf to each place setting. Okay, so I pulled it. It has like a natural gathering, and I'm gonna take the napkin ring now and just slide it right on, just like that. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take the eucalyptus branch and I'm gonna clip off these little individual pieces. That way I can slide them into the napkin ring, just like that. I wanna make sure that each one has enough leaves on it. So like this individual one is no good because it doesn't have enough of the little branches. Oh, this has like a metal thing in it. And I'm not going to use this one because it's individual. And the one that has a lot, it doesn't have any of these cute little buds here. So I'm going to go grab one of my other branches. All right, so this one looks good because it has 4 leaves and it has the little buds as well. I want both on each dinner plate. There we go. So the way I set up the napkins to make it nice and even, I'm just gonna show you right here. Make sure the lighting is good. Okay, there we go. So what I did was I took the napkin and I laid out the napkin like this. And then pretty much eyeballing where the center of the napkin is, I just pulled it up so that it has a natural type of hang, as you can see. And then I pinched it, so where the natural, so see when it's like a natural type of gathering, and then I grab it and it has a natural gathering, and now I'm just gonna slide the wooden napkin ring right on. All right, so when I put my eucalyptus sleeve in, I wanna make sure that the stem part is hidden, okay, and that the eucalyptus leaves are going down facing where the gathering is. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide it right in there, and I'm trying to do this with one hand. Okay. And if the stem is showing at the top, you can just adjust and like fold over the napkin if the stem is showing slightly. I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. So it's like a natural gather. It's not too like pressed or exact. So now that they all have their napkin ring and their napkin and their eucalyptus leaf, and now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add the decor on the center and at the ends of the table. Hi, baby. So it's really nice to have symmetry. So I'm gonna put a glass dessert stand on each end of the table so that there's some type of symmetry. And also, if I'm actually serving dessert, I want both ends of the people at both ends of the table to be able to reach it. Then I'm gonna add these on top. These are my little covers. This actually goes with this bottom, but I'm gonna be using it. I like it because it's very versatile and it fits perfectly. Instead of using this bottom piece, since I only have one, I'm gonna go ahead, take the cover, and I'm gonna place it on the dessert stand. Make sure the birds are facing each other. I'm gonna place it on the dessert stand at each end of the table. And the birdies are looking at each other because they're just like, I love you. I love you too. There we go. See that? So now the birds are facing each other. You have symmetry here. And you can easily place cupcakes, cookies, or any type of dessert that's not too wide, because it's definitely a smaller, it's a small space. It's not very wide. It's a narrow little circle. So I'm gonna put actually a fall dessert in there just because it's the fall and it's one of my favorite fall desserts. So it's coming along nicely. You can see. We need to get a nice little centerpiece though. So I'm gonna be using this jar, which I got at Walmart. And I'm gonna take my artificial hydrangeas, which I had in this large tray here. I always have this on my table. That's why I'm saying use what you have at home, because I'm sure you have a lot when you pull things out. All I did was I took the hydrangeas from the centerpiece that's always in the table, and I took 4 pieces, and I'm just going to make a pattern out of them, gather them together, and I'm going to, whoopsie daisy, it's a little difficult with one hand. I'm going to place them in this jar. There we go. It's a very neutral color scheme, so you can definitely play around with it, make it your own, brighten it up, bling it up, however you want to do. So one thing I don't like is, that I'm noticing is, because I cut these hydrangeas, like the stems are kind of just hanging, and I don't like the way that looks. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to try to take some of these eucalyptus leaves and just fill the glass vase with them, and hopefully visually it'll look more appealing. My plan worked, you guys. I definitely like that better visually. Haha. You see, sometimes you just come up with things last minute. You can also put like clear beads there, switch it up. You can put water, whatever you choose. Again, just make it your own. But this is what I have, so that's what I'm going to use, so that you don't just see like a plastic stem kind of just sticking out there. Okay, and next I'm going to do the final touches to get the ambiance going. I'm going to put a few candles on the table, add my little fall dessert into these beautiful dessert displays, and then we're going to see the final product. Okay. So I'm going to stand up on the table so you can see that it's pretty symmetrical. Everything is mirroring each other, although you can't tell from here. So let me stand up on a chair. So there we go. It's like mirroring each other. And voila. I'm keeping the lighting on a little bright so you can see before I shut off the lights. But the surprise dessert was the candy apple. And this is me just paying homage to candy apples for the fall, because it's one of my favorite desserts to have. And look at that. It's like one individual candy apple in each display, and it just makes it look like magical, you know, like from Beauty and the Beast, like that one rose in the beautiful glass display. It's the one magical candy apple in the glass display. Except there's 2 here, so 2 people get to eat one, I guess. All right, so I lit some candles. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to dim the kitchen lights so that we can get a better ambiance and make it even a little more romantico. So let me dim this light. Ooh, look at that, you guys. Beautiful. Now this is with it like the light's almost completely off, but it still looks very nice. You don't want it that, no one really eats when it's that dark, so I'm gonna kind of, oh, there we go. Ah, look at that. Put the dimming lights on. How beautiful is that? So this is it. It's easy, it's simple. Use what you have at home, be creative, and you can definitely have a nice, beautiful setup that is classic and simple, or bling it out. Do what you like, make it your own. So that's all, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So now I'm just gonna put all this away. What a waste, unless you wanna come over for dinner. Is that a yes? All right, I'll see you guys soon. Until next time, ciao.